Ross Shemaliak, co-founder and COO at Stobox. James Strait, CEO at Repository RWA.
When I have tokenization questions, Stobox is there.
The potential of tokenization of billions in assets?
Yes. They're trying to move around the outside of regulation. We're going straight through.
It's not just about the technology, it's about our expertise. Hi, everyone. I'm here in Florida together with James. Hi, James.
Hi, Ross. How are you?
It is a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me. And James Strait is one of the key leaders behind their Repository RWA. And we are working together on something that could truly change the future of investing in real-world assets here in the Florida state. So, James, welcome.
Thank you, Ross. It's a pleasure to have you. It was very nice to have you come over here, meet face-to-face, meet with the team so that we can get a very clear understanding of how we combine forces to make this market penetration into the tokenization and bridge that gap that people see as very abstract, and to bring to market something real that people can not only envision, but invest in with confidence.
Exactly. That's why I'm here to contribute to your project, because your success is our success, and it will be great to see the great progress of Repository RWA. So, why did you decide to focus on tokenization and as a foundation of Repository RWA business model?
Back in 2017, when I first heard of Bitcoin, and then did the research into this new type of money that isn't able to be spoiled by humans accessing it, touching it, depleting it by printing more. It was very, very intriguing to me, because every type of monetary system through the ages, the downfall of the monetary system is when humans access it and they touch it, they have a tendency to destroy that system. In 2021, when I discovered how the tokenization on blockchains would mirror the traditional forms of incorporation, whether it be an LLC or whether it be an incorporation, and the percentages in an LLC or the shares in an incorporation can be mirrored within the tokenization structure, and it provides many benefits over the traditional systems. And it was very intriguing to me to think that this is the evolution of a new type of finance that will go into the ages and run on rails that are compatible with AI. And as AI comes into play and blockchain is joined with AI, that I see will be the rails that everything will run on in 10 years. And we're at the tip of the iceberg. And Repository's mission is to transform everyone's ability to think about blockchain technology in a new way that cleans up the processes of the analog system and move to this digital age.
Yes, I perfectly agree with you that when the blockchain was created, the smart contracts were invented, it opens and brought a lot of opportunities to make it more efficiently. We have the crypto market, cryptocurrency, the currency on the blockchain. And by the way, Bitcoin is today in all-time high.
Yes.
And with this adoption of the technology, and of course, let's consider blockchain as a ledger, as a database. And of course, by storing there the corporate shares, that calls tokenization and opens a new level of opportunities for small and medium enterprises. So James, can you tell a little bit more about Repository RWA and what you inspired to create the project and what is the vision behind it?
Back in 2021, when I had this, the light bulb went off about the tokenization, I thought of a physical location where people could go and they could interact with this new digital finance, these digital rails that everything will run on, and shorten that gap to understanding and the concept of repository being a place that stores valuables, and RWA, those valuables being real world assets. And a person can come and they can buy a fraction of gold or silver or artwork. And then by interacting with it on site, it being tangible, being able to order right from a tablet and then buy $10,000 worth of gold, let's say. And they have the ability to go up to the counter and actually receive it in physical form, check it back in, and now it's in digital form. Once everyone understands how real this technology is, that it is lightning rails compared to the steam engine of traditional finance, traditional structure. Again, in the next 10 years, I believe full-heartedly that everything will be running on these rails. And Repository RWA bridges that gap, and we're in at the infancy stage. And as this market moves from the $10 billion market to the $10 trillion market, we want to be in the forefront, doing it and bringing real world assets, licensed, insured, bonded, to everyone, so that that stigma of crypto is diminished and the tokenization of real world assets becomes the new rails that everybody can see clearly, and they're not intimidated by it at all. And then they can participate in it and benefit their organizations, their personal lives in so many ways that we haven't even dreamed of yet.
Perfect. It is great to see your direct vision about your project, and together with their adoption by their SEC and the changes there, crypto adoption and their additional clarification on different things, I think that it will extremely push their developments and their adoption across their general homes and common homes across the United States, and more people will join the tokenization movement, because all of us understand that all of the financial instruments one day will be tokenized. So thank you for your prompt answer. So moving further, let's talk about the flagship initiatives, the hemp project in Australia and the real estate project in the heart of Miami. So could you share a quick overview of each of them and in what stage they are currently at?
Yes. The Australian project, the hemp project, they have developed a hemp manufacturing process where they have their own seeds that are providing 300% returns on the organic mass that currently is running in the United States. They can build concrete blocks. They can use it for feed, the curd for feed. Multiple different chains of revenue will be generated from it. And since it is at a 3x in production over what we currently have here in America, they think that's a great comparative advantage. So they have incorporated here in the United States. We will be tokenizing the project, raising the funds. The investors will also have equity positions. They will get dispersals from the revenue that is created. And the project, the first project, is going to be here in either the state of Florida or Georgia, but the three states that they picked for the ability to grow the hemp well is Florida, Georgia, and Texas. So the first project is about a $50 million project, altogether with some CapEx and OpEx running them for 2 years. So that project, we are looking for the land right now. We're also licensed real estate brokers. We will we keep within the traditional structures so that when the investor looks at it, they're not thinking they're trying to move around the outside of regulation. We're going straight through. So no matter what is decided by the SEC, by the CFTC, by any organization, however they decide, we will operate in a manner that is today the legal standard. If the legal standards are relaxed, that's fine. But if the legal standards are the way they are today, anyone else that tries to bring these projects to market, they're going to have to unwind their projects to get them to that point of compliance. Regulatory compliance is extremely key. And when we were looking at who could be our partner in tokenization, we looked at basically everyone, and we chose Stobox because of your directness in answering questions, the ability to mirror the traditional images of corporate status, and move on rails that are security token blockchains rather than blockchains that are running meme coins and this, that, and the other. We want a clear delineation from the thoughts of the crypto market to running as if we are a Fortune 500 company from the beginning.
And I'm really glad that we have this match of the visions of our organizations, because we, for example, in Stobox, we do not compete with BlackRock or big guys because they are mainly associated with tokenized treasuries, but we prefer the private capital. Why? To provide their opportunities for such companies like the hemp in Australia to leverage their business, because it's a game changer to attract funding to manage the private company, and it will be a big pleasure to see the progress and development of this project. But what is about the Miami? I know that you engaged in big real estate deal and big real estate project in the heart of Miami in new design district.
Yes. With the initiatives that are being brought forth now with the current administration, they want to make America, the United States, the digital capital of the world. In America, Miami is the digital city within the digital capital. So we thought to go into the Miami Design District, where it's very cutting edge. People are international, coming from all over the world. And that's where we have our physical location where you can go inside, you can sit down. We have a grandmaster chef, Jim Shirley, that is going to come in and do it, the restaurant end of it. But we will have, multi-million-dollar paintings on the walls that people can participate in. How many times does a person have a chance at having $10,000 to invest? And they are investing in a piece of art that is for all time. And they have that feeling that art is their game, art is what they believe in for the future. They can do that, and they don't have to be a multimillionaire to come in and have something where they have a piece of the action, whether it be gold, silver in the commodities range, or art, or collectible cards in the collectibles range. We will have that. And then we also have the security token. The project itself, the real estate, the people will own. The business with the restaurant and all the other businesses that make small amounts of money through transfers, they will own that too. So we're letting the entire project go out to the public so the public owns it. So when they come there, they are a part of that. They're actually an owner of the establishment itself, where they would never be able to touch it. Tens of millions of dollars to put something like that together. And now we create all of it. We bring it to the public and let the public own it. They have their piece, and tokenization is the only way to make that happen.
And it is your main differentiation and main innovation, and it is great to hear it, because in Miami, as we may know, that there are a lot of real estate projects. The Miami is about the real estate.
Full of real estate.
That's why you need to have a very strong vision and very powerful partners to be able to execute it. So it is great that this project in the heart of Miami Design District will have some kind of their structure with their art, with the restaurant, with their co-working, and everything in one place to be able to attract people and collect them in one place.
Yes. And by coming there and participating, it bridges that gap from the abstract to the real. on the building we're looking at right now. On the second floor, we'll have a place that, as Miami has 3 crypto conventions every month, we will have speakers that will come in. We can do fashion shows, and we can live stream fashion shows. We can do education for the public. We can interact in all the aspects that make that digital world real. On the third floor, we will have a podcast studio where we're going to do also digital news, digital asset news, but not just crypto news, tokenization news, things that your savvy investor that is 30 plus years in age, where they see this now, oh, wow, this is real. This is a security token, but it is also the future of all finance. Because as the big guys, the BlackRocks, they tokenize securities, bonds, treasuries. Yeah, they can do all that. And there are those players, but there are also players that in that $1 million range, this, that, and the other, that want in the game. And we're going to work with a securities token exchange to come there, and we will have a securities token exchange on site to where they can learn, they can be educated about the different securities tokens and pick out what they think will be the next big player in this game. And that is the gap we want to bridge.
And as we may know that Florida is very progressive in respect of their crypto adoption, and mayor of the Miami is pro-tokenization. So it is great to see Mayor Sanchez, yes, additional support on a government level in Florida state and especially in Miami. And I think that it is additional opportunity to bring this attention and their power together to be able to execute something special, really special and lucrative, attractive in Miami.
And it's not that we will be deriving all the money from this. We're putting it out to the public. If you want to parallel a concept, we're letting it go as Satoshi Nakamoto let Bitcoin go. It became decentralized, out of his control at that point. And that is the concept that we want to run in the tokenization of Repository RWA in the design district, where the public owns it as repository tokens are bought up. We lose the control, but manage the project. And then as the real estate appreciates, they participate in that. As the businesses make money, they participate in the dividends or the dispersals that will be coming from that. And we're actively engaged. Also, as the concept takes off, we can duplicate this. Dubai, London, different cities could have a repository all over the world. And as we build that base and we become the trusted name because we're securities compliant, we're commodities compliant, we're licensed, bonded, insured, then as we expand, then we will do that same exact structure in different cities. And we want to be the name that people are thinking of when they're like, I want to know about securities tokens. I want to know about tokenization. Let's go to repository. We can sit there for a few hours and we can see it in action. We can participate in it. We can get a higher education by doing seminars on site. As Miami has the conventions, we can afterwards, we can host the after hours functions there and have people participate in all the things that they would do, but they normally just choose a bar to go to. This will be a space dedicated to what interests them.
Yes, I may say that education is a very crucial part of all of the vehicle, because it is our job to educate people what tokenization is and benefits. That's why we in Stobox have been already 7 years digesting, broadcasting, explaining about tokenization, running the biggest YouTube channel in the world about tokenization, our articles, our blog, to educate people and to be able then to see this opportunity and join as a currently early adopter, but in a few years it will be something common.
And biting in at the tip of the iceberg, I feel, will give us that edge, and then our comparative advantage of being a place that does have education, does have participation, does make the abstract real, will really give us that comparative advantage.
Yes, great. Thank you for your answer. So let's move on.
Mhm.
So you're working with Stobox as your tokenization provider. So what you attracted to our platform and how the collaboration been so far?
Choosing Stobox was very important to me personally, because I needed to work with a company that is on a similar mission, in a similar stage. The super large company wasn't as interesting because I'm not going to get that personal touch, that ability to have them walk me through. I would have to do much more on my own rather than be the one out there that's bringing all of these aspects together and getting this project off the ground and running. When I have tokenization questions, Stobox is there. When I have structure questions to mirror the LLC or the incorporation framework, but in tokenization, Stobox is there. When I speak to you and hear your start for the last 7 years, going through this industry, building it from nothing, organic growth, that inspired me to be with a company like Stobox, because I'm not going to get that anywhere else. Your mission of going after the small, the medium-sized tokenization company that really wants to launch and grow organically is it's not hype, because you did it yourself. And that's what brought me to you. Plus, every single person at Stobox they're true experts. They're above and beyond the other people that we spoke with, by far.
Yeah, thank you a lot for kind words. And that's why I'm here, because all of our clients are our friends, because we want to contribute, we want to see a success. And I'm very happy that we joined forces and that we help you with your tokenization project with Repository RWA to be able to execute it and execute it successfully. So I'm sure that we have all of the resources, all of the brains and minds that we can bring in one room to be able to execute it.
Yes. In fact, we did that yesterday. We have, in our group, we have some large real estate developers that have been working on projects for dozens of years, and they have accumulated properties and are going to be building those properties out, and are working with major corporations on hotels, on expansion of their existing infrastructure of businesses. And now Stobox is here on site. Ross came to us, and the friendship concept is real. It's not words, and then you don't see any backup. I consider, Ross, I consider you my friend. Jason, Bogdan, both Bogdans. And they're just class act people. No frills other than the real. The real bond that you get with somebody when you know they care about your project and your success. And that's what brought me to Stobox. I also introduced Ross to our development partners who are also partners in the business. And they were overwhelmingly impressed. And we are going to be moving forward on some other projects that aren't that aren't just the one in Miami. And we have this idea of taking a very, very great real estate opportunity, one of the best in the United States as far as appreciation goes, and all of the land that's available. They have a very, very good portion of it. So what our concept is to show in a microcosm a area that has exponential value that increases dramatically over time. So it's a perfect opportunity to show the world what happens when you tokenize an entire area, when one area becomes running on rails that have never been used before. So you see it in a smaller community, but then you extrapolate that to what will be happening over the next 10 years. And I think it will be a project that the whole world will watch.
Yeah, thank you. We had a very successful meeting yesterday, and with the potential of tokenization of billions in assets.
Yes.
So I'm sure that will bring more energy, attraction to Repository RWA to be able to shine in Florida State and show for others how it could be.
Yes. Well, Miami is the city, but the state.
Exactly.
Florida, we want Florida to shine throughout the world in the one state, the one area where tokenization gains traction. It works better than the antiquated analog systems. And we have people that are also in the, long-term developers up in their age that have now the light bulb has gone off and they understand where this is. So it's really amazing what Repository and Stobox will be creating.
Great. So to continue our conversation about the Repository RWA, about the Florida State, about your project. So what kind of community or ecosystem you're hoping to build around the Repository RWA? So especially in a place of Miami, which is becoming a fintech hub. So what community do you see around your project?
I see in Miami, you'll have the financial district. Yes, of course. The financial district will be very, very interested because we are providing the new rails for what they have been selling for decades and decades. We have really good curators in art that are big in the Miami community. Also, one of our curators is in Los Angeles. They're doing a big event in Toronto that we would be going to, and they will curate excellent art on site that will be tokenized to the public. So we're going to go after the art community. We're going after the financial community. We're going after the person that's just interested but never thought they could be part of something like this. That is huge because now your investor base is expanded. And if your investor base expands, then all the projects running on the securities token exchange at Repository will have an investor base that is much larger than the traditional way of approaching the market. And if we can provide that level of professionalism, we can take that 5-year window and bring it down to 2 years. Mm-hmm. And then be the primary force that's showing everyone how this is done and how tokenization of assets is everything. Everything of value is an asset. Everything can be tokenized. In fact, we spoke yesterday about the tokenization of time.
Exactly. That's 10 years from this topic, from the adoption. But yes, it is a great concept. Tokenization of time, tokenization of personal securities. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And it's really nice for me personally to have someone like Ross, someone like Jason and Bogdan in in our family of all the people that are contributing factors to the success of our vision. It's not like it's a SaaS, because a SaaS, anybody can have a SaaS. But if you have a SaaS, software as a service, lots of times you're just buying the tech. You're not buying the people. And what they're doing is they're providing the technology, but the people are the real resource. So that's it's invaluable to have that type of deal, because then we're not having to put on this base, this underlayer of people that will be taking away from the success of the company, because it's just costing so much money to build that base out yourself. We thought of getting developers to do this, but I don't see really any advantage of it whatsoever, because not only did we get software as a service, but we got a team that is as if they work directly for the company. So I just can't say anything.
Thank you a lot. And that's why we started this business together with my partner, Gene, because it is our main mission to help other entrepreneurs and provide this turnkey solution. So it's not just about the technology, it's about our expertise and about our focus as a global general manager of the process. So we are on side of the client, not against the client, to make it efficiently, to make a right direction and right decision in respect of the legal structuring, to avoid other mistakes that could be during this journey. So it is our main mission to be the friends with the client, to take a hand from the early beginning, from the definition about tokenization, as we discussed yesterday, and going through all of the steps, all of the journey through their understanding of the asset, through our proprietary methodology, through their security token smart contract, through their primary issues, through the secondary market. So it's like lifetime support of the project itself. And it is great. And I feel very happy that you got this point and that you feel it as well, because I believe in energy, I believe in people, because people make business. And I'm sure that together we can open many doors in Florida states and so on.
Absolutely. The synergy of energy.
Yes, when 1 + 1 = 11.
Exactly. Exactly. And we have very sophisticated investors that have been doing this for a long time. And to have them come to a meeting where Ross is here physically, then we have zooming in from Johannesburg and Austria and different locations around the world. And these sophisticated investors are tough. If you start talking frills with them, they're going to lose interest and they're going to look at their watch, and everybody knows what that means. And by the end of our conversations, Ross, Bogdan, Jason, both Bogdans, had given such a thorough explanation and drilled down to the core of the issues as we're showing and mirroring the structures of incorporation, of LLC, of the things that they are used to, and then explaining how all of that can be done in a tokenization framework, and the benefits that come along with the tokenization that aren't available in the analog antiquated system. So bridging this gap with Stobox is a pleasure from the start.
Thank you. So beyond the current stage of the project, how do you see Repository RWA in their upcoming 3 or 5 years, and in respect of their geographical asset classes and so on?
We do have a wide variety of asset classes from the very beginning, because we wanted to bring a community in, not just someone looking for one type of project, someone that's just only interested in commodities, gold, silver, those type of commodities, someone that's only interested in collectibles, somebody that's only interested in crypto, or only interested in traditional business structures. We in one location are hitting the entire tokenization realm with one brush and bringing it into a consolidated location so that the community is very, very involved. And each person that leaves, we want them to go out into the community and bring 2 of their friends in, 3 of their friends in. And I think within 3 years, we will have such a strong community in Miami. And what we're doing up here in the northern part of the state and real estate development, and taking that area as a whole, although it is micro in size, it is macro in vision. And tokenization is going to lead this to be something truly unique and different that everyone will be able to worldwide see how it impacts an entire area.
Yeah, thank you, James. Thank you for, first of all, for inviting me, for your energy, for your hospitality. I'm sure that it will be extremely useful for the Stobox viewers, for the Stobox listeners, for the Stobox community, for the Stobox investors, and they will like the project. So I wish you a great success within the Repository RWA, and Stobox ready to commit to execute it. So thank you a lot.
Absolutely. Thank you too, Ross.
Thank you, James.
I appreciate it.